This is the HaltingWinter Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. Today's topic is a mission statement. Do you have a mission statement? Does anyone know it? And what is it doing? Before we dive into that, I want to encourage you, if you are looking for personal coaching, corporate consulting, go to HaltingWinter.com and schedule a free assessment call. We'd love to hear more about where you're at, what your story is, and how we might help you break through barriers, overcome obstacles, and get you and your organization operating at peak performance. That's what we do at Halting Winter. It is not time for you to be bunkered down and frigid and freezing. It's time for you to break forth, to spring forth into summer and into harvest. So let's get after it. Today's topic, a mission statement. Do you have a mission statement for yourself, for your company, your organization? You know, oftentimes we'll think about a company or a business having a mission statement, maybe a nonprofit. That would be not unfamiliar, having a mission statement. But do you have one personally? And if you don't, I want to encourage you to have one, because I think it directs you. It helps you say no to the things that don't really matter to where your life is going, and to say yes. One of the biggest problems I find as someone who loves helping people, love to give impact, love to be an influence, it's hard for me to say no. I just want to help everyone in every way possible. But what I've learned, especially in this last year, is that if I want to have significant impact, I have to learn how to say no. And one of the best ways to say no is to say yes to what I am actually good at and what I actually want to give my life to. The more I can niche down, whatever that word is, and really claim ownership over a particular area that I have skills and abilities to do the best work at, the more impactful I'll be with my life. And so a mission statement helps that. That's what a mission statement does. It's supposed to give clarity and direction. It's supposed to help us know what we're focusing on. So do you have one is the first question. And the second question is, does anyone know it? Is it memorable? If your mission statement is long, if it tries to include everything under the sun in it, if it is more of a political meaning, like a political statement, like it's basically there to make everyone feel good about themselves, I just want to encourage you. You don't have a mission statement. You have pointless banter that no one's really paying attention to. And that's the problem with most mission statements. No one knows them because they're not relevant. They do not impact the organization whatsoever. And that's why people don't have them, because when they hear of mission statements, they think of the ones that they've been a part of for their organizations or their companies, and they go, why? Like, no one knew it. You'd see it written, on the annual report, and it was just a bunch of hogwash baloney to make people like feel good, I guess, which it didn't even do that. Like, it's just, why? Most mission statements are right. The consultant comes out, you spend 2 days creating a mission statement that all 12 of the top leaders wrote into, and they all 12 of them have their favorite line as a part of it. But again, it doesn't even make them feel good. They don't remember it. They remember the one line that they contributed. So do you have one? Does anyone know it? And if not, why? Maybe it's not a mission statement then. Maybe it's just a statement of weirdness. And so when you're forming a mission statement, here are 3 things to ask yourself when you look at your mission statement. And maybe you have one, and maybe if you want to know if it's good, here are 3 things I would encourage you. If you have one, to maybe redefine it, to edit it, or if you need to make one, here are 3 things to consider. Number 1, is it driving decisions? Like I said earlier, does it help me say yes to what's important and no to what's not? A mission statement should have clarity to it that tells us where we're going and where we're not going, right? If my mission statement is Halting Winter is here to help leaders and organizations break through barriers and overcome obstacles in order to operate at peak performance. If you don't have any obstacles or barriers, we're probably not for you. If things are sailing good and you just want, you have some budget to hire a consultant, you have some budget to spend, so you're going to hire someone. I don't know. We're probably not for you. I'm not going to be as thrilled to help you. I want to really see significance. I want to come alongside organizations that are driven, that are passionate, but they have come up against some barriers that they don't even understand. They need help. They understand that they don't understand something, and they're humble enough and willing enough to say, we need to get better, and so we need some outside expert. We need some influence. We need some insights. So, is it driving decisions? Is that mission statement allowing your team to stay on mission, to stay focused? We help leaders and organizations. Now that's kind of broad. I'd like to, and I'm even thinking about that. Like, how do I sharpen that up? I run another with the personal coaching aspect of HaltingWinter. We do a lot of work with helping people be fit in body and mind. That's where Spartan Body and Mind comes in. If you've heard about that podcast and about that program we run, the Spartan program, and at first it was like the mission statement was very open. It was very, we help men and women become Spartan fit. Well, that's so broad. Then it was, we help entrepreneurs and executives become Spartan fit. That was too broad. Then I really started thinking, okay, who am I? What's my story? I was a person I was 40 years old. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was, most people say, very successful in business and my vocation, but I was a mess physically. It was costing me because I wouldn't make myself a priority because I wanted everything else to thrive. And so I would allow my physical life to fall apart at that expense. And so finally, with a health crisis, I got my act together. And when I started prioritizing myself, I found out that I actually had another gear, that things underneath my leadership could actually thrive even better when I prioritized myself. And so that's kind of my story now. So I honed that mission statement down. So now that mission statement is, I help men over 40 who are overweight and out of shape become Spartan fit in less than 90 days. Whoa. That's clear. That's powerful. That gives some clarity, right? That means in 90 days, if I'm going to take a 50-pound guy and get him Spartan fit in 90 days, this is going to be intense. There's some intensity to this program. And I'm helping men who are over 40, right? It just helps someone who hears that then know, like, oh, this is for me. If your mission statement is too broad, then your team, anything that you think of could fit under its umbrella, and that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you get clients. It's not going to help you make decisions. It's not going to help you become as impactful as you want. So I want to encourage you. Number one, is your mission statement driving decisions? It needs to be clear and give purpose to who you're helping, to what you're doing. Number four, so do you have one? Does anyone know it? Number three, is it driving decisions? Number four, is it creating unity? Does it help create and foster a unity, a camaraderie in the team that like when you say it, you're like, yes, that's what we do here. When things get hard, when maybe you're given other opportunities come on the table, ideas, your mission statement refocuses the team and says, hey guys, that sounds cool, but remember, this is what we do. And maybe you change. Maybe you say, wow, this new opportunity, this, I don't know, something resonates there, and maybe that's where we need to go. Well, have a conversation, but then change your mission statement. Again, mission statements, aren't like given from God, so you can change it, you can adapt to it, but your mission statement should be clear enough that it's giving direction. And if you need to change it because the organization changes, then change it. But you don't want a mission statement that's incongruent with where you're actually going, or it creates team fracturing. It creates a scenario with, if you've ever read the book of Judges in the Bible, one of the reoccurring statements in the book of Judges is, it says people just did whatever the heck they wanted. That's my paraphrase. The people didn't have a king, so it didn't have a visionary. It didn't have someone giving the overall direction for the people, and so people just did whatever the heck they wanted. And that's what you get when you don't have a clear mission statement that is on the lips of leadership's tongue specifically, but if everyone doesn't know it, if it's not driving decisions, it will not create team unity. Number 5, then, does it create urgency? It needs to drive decisions. It needs to create unity, but it also needs to create a sense of urgency. This is where a mission statement is different than a vision statement. A vision statement could be what you're trying to bring and usher into the world through your endeavors. It's kind of like the picture of heaven. But the picture of heaven is so broad, it's so big, that your mission statement should drive really where you're going over the next year, 2 years max. Like, it should be something that is a destination that's accomplishable, so it creates an urgency to it. Like, this is the hill that we're taking over the next 2 years. This is the company we're becoming. This is the organization. This is the effect that we're going to have over the next few years as we endeavor to reach this destination. A mission statement needs to create urgency, or else no one's going to live by it. It's not going to be memorable. It's not going to be. It's not going to have a real purpose. It will not lead to a mission being undertaken. It will not lead to something being accomplished, because it's just too far out. It's too pie in the sky. So leave that for your vision statement if you need one. Create a mission statement that drives decisions, that creates unity, and that creates urgency. All right. I hope that helps as you think through your mission statement. If you don't have one, it's one of the things HaltingWinter does, is it helps organizations define their mission statements. And we do this both for organizations and for individual people. If you are looking to create a mission statement for yourself, we have a program that guides you through that entire process. And so if that would be of interest to you, hit us up, HaltingWinter.com. We'd love to do a little assessment with you, take a short phone call, get to know you a little bit, and to help see if that would be something that would give your life direction and momentum and get you to where you want to be. So, HaltingWinter.com. I'm Seth Winterhalter. I hope you have a good day.